It is time for the Gatorade Cup Series, one international trip of the season. We are here for race number 13, the Aviva 500K at the Rockingham Speedway in the United Kingdom. On pole for today's race, the 37 of Caden Lynn. Beside him in second, the 1 of Scott Gregory. Then in third place is Jay Rando. Fourth place we have Evan Hunter. And rounding out the top 5, the 41 of Justin Zidell. Then in 6th place, it's Brett Sierra. 7th for Zachary DeLello. Keegan Thompson, the 48, starts in 8th. 9th place to Jake Galloway. And Brandon Beal, the 62, rounds at the top 10. Back by them, we have Baby Rose, the 00. Beside him, the 36 of Griffin Lynn. Then we have Riley Festival in the 20 and the 51 of Colin Teague. Then there's Jay Jefferson and Nonigan Scott in the 66, along with Logan Williams in second in points, the 13 of Anthony Hernandez. Then there's Samet Oskin and the 10 of Ross McTrain, along with Cody Anderson and the 21 of TJ Hanley. Then there's Antonin Charbois and the 12 of Levi Shones, along with the 2 of Rainey and the 77 of Nathan Baird. Then there's Max Anderson and the 42 of Code Luigi, along with Sebastian Kukulan and the 9 of Jeff Bright. Then Bronson make the 3 and points leader Riley Sprotube in the 22, along with John Smith and the 34 of Diego Yepes. Along with John Beeford, won this race last season and won the last time out at Kansas. Conrad Evans, the 8, starts who is outside. Then we have Riley Sampson and Marsha Burrow, the 14, Max Ross, the 81, and the 17 of Roman Fenway. And in the final row, Eli Bright, 88, and Derek Kimmel, 32, start back in 41st and 42nd here today at the Rockingham Speedway. On pole, Caden Lincoln leads to the green flag here in the Aviva 500K. Let's go on trackside to fire these cars up.
Drivers, start your engines.
"42 engines come to life here at the Rockingham Speedway for 32 laps in the Aviva 500K. Home race for many drivers in the field here today. They're one shot to race in front of a home crowd. Drivers like Jake Galloway, Nonigan Scott, Roman Fenway, all hoping to get to victory lane here in the United Kingdom. Galloway, on his birthday, starts inside the top 10. Can he try and do it at home on his birthday in the Gatorade Cup Series? We're going to find out. Pace car is in, 32 laps. Caden Lynn, Scott Gregory are the front row as they come down to take the green flag. The points battle, oh so close. All-Star race is next. Green flag in the air at Rockingham. The inside with the big truck up, that was the 41 of Justin Zidell, way slow through turn 2. For the lead on lap 1, 3 cars breakaway, Jay Rando 53 comes off turn number 4. He'll lead the first lap here at Rockingham. Rando 53 out in front. For second, Scott Gregory low on Caden Lynn and going to take it off to turn 2. Now the bottom of turn 2, this is the point where if you're side by side with someone, it's very, very hard to make it stick on the bottom, especially on the exit of turn 2. If you're on the top as well, you can also slide up, but so far they're doing a good job trying to make sure they can sort this all out as you see them fan out as they enter turn number 4. Yeah, they'll use basically every inch of the racetrack down these straightaways and even through the corner. You see them sliding up basically into each other, some contact being made. As back up to the front. Looks like there's a battle maybe brewing for third. Caden Lynn has it. Justin Zidell wants it. 41 will get in line by the 37 of Scott Gregory, pressuring that 53 of Jay Rando. Gets to the inside in turn number 3, side by side as they come down into turn number 4. Basically, what Scott Gregory did right there is perfect. He had to run entering turn 2, but he didn't take it because he knew it was not going to work if he went to the bottom of turn 2. He waited until turn 3, and luckily for him, Caden Lynn also waited and didn't make the move on Scott. That was the textbook move by Scott Gregory, but now he's challenged by Caden Lynn through turn 1. Now Lynn will be on the inside in turn 2. We'll see if he can make it stick on the bottom or if he has to check up. Right there, he's clear he's clear of the 1, so he's good. Caden Lynn back out front foot pole. 41 Zidell moving for second on Scott Gregory, bringing the 51 to Colin Teague with him. Okay, he didn't get to lead a lap here, so he'll lead his first one. He'll lead the fourth one. 3 wide back here, Jay Jefferson come to the inside of teammate Jake Galloway and the 51 of Colin Teague. That is right now for 5th. So Jefferson with a nice run there in the 19 will move up to 4th now as he gets by Jake Galloway as well. Goway's going to try and slide in front of Logan Williams and does a great job at that. That was a very small hole there, and he made it stick. How about these three Rick Ware cars going 3 wide? Oh, Rando maybe gave his teammate Colin Teague a little bump up the track, and that was oh so close to being something big right there. A great catch by Colin Teague to not wreck that race car. Hunter Lowe gaining some spots in the 6 car, moving by Williams and trying to move by Jake Goway to get his way inside the top 5. Hunter to 5th. For the lead, Zidell closes on that 37 of Caden Lynn. No move made quite yet. Once again, turn 2. You don't want to be on the inside. You saw with Jay Jefferson in 3rd. He had to slow up on the inside, allowed Scott Gregory to keep it. Hunter goes to the outside. Here comes Jake Goway as well. 43. Max Anderson maybe scrapes the wall. Close there. To his inside goes Jeff Bright. Is it still Lynn leading Zidell? Gregory in 3rd. Jefferson in 4th. Goway now to 5th. Hunter back to 6th. 7th place right now is Logan Williams. Ruiz in 8th. Jeff Bright in 9th. Max Anderson holds 10th in front of Levi Shones. And here comes this man, Jonathan Beeford. Won last race at Kansas. Won last season here. Up to 12th in that 18 car. Yepes just behind him along with TJ Hanley and Zachary DeLello. Colin Teague's faded back. And some of these others trying to move forward. Ryan Spur, 2 of our points there, trying to get up inside the top 20. And a big breakaway from 22nd. The top 22 getaway, 23rd on back, like Max Rossi, Conrad Evans, and others are farther back in the field. And second in points, Hernandez is back here. So a lot of front-running points contenders not running too well. Brett Sears falling back here. Riley Cresswell. Keegan Thompson as well, along with the 4 of John Smith. For 3rd, Jefferson trying on Gregory again. Can he stick it to the inside of turn 3 to make it work in turn number 4 is the question. Trying to get some side draft off of the 1 car. Goway maybe into the wall off 3, trying to get down in line. He gets down in front of Williams, but not in front of Ruiz. It's a 0-0. We'll move for 5th on the 11. Ruiz to P5. Those front 2, they're just kind of staying orderly right now. Zidell not trying to pass Caden Lynn at the moment, but they keep trying to pass for 3rd, and that's where it's hurting them, right? They keep trying to pass, but the front 2 aren't trying to pass. So those front 2 are able to just maintain the gap, if not pull away. There's that bottom of turn 2 once again for Evan Hunter. But he does get beneath Jake Goway a nice ways off to turn 4 right here. We'll see if he can make it stick on the bottom. I think he will. Goway gives him plenty of room to do just that. Max Anderson is by Jeff Bright, and Jonathan Beeford looking for the top 10 spot and gets by the 9 to move his way inside the top 10. So Beeford now up to 9th. Now at the front of the field, the front 5 starting to come together. It's Caden Lynn, Justin Zidell, Scott Gregory, Jay Jefferson, and Baby Ruiz. They pulled away from Evan Hunter in 6th, Max Anderson in 7th, Jake Gow in 8th, Jonathan Beeford in 9th, and TJ Hanley in the 21 up to 10th. As there was a crash, it might have been the 9 of Jeff Bright. Nowhere to be seen, it is. He's hard to the outside wall, and caution flag is out. Eli Bright also involved in the 88. So Jeff Bright running inside the top 10, and others are collected in this one. Our first yellow is out here in the Aviva 500K. Caden Lynn back in front from pole position. He's led the most laps so far today. Let's go up to Jeff Bright. Yepes is well involved along with some others. Jeff running inside the top 10 at the time of this accident. Jeff Bright the 9 on the outside, that Napa Chevrolet. To his inside coming with a run, the 21 of TJ Hanley. As they enter turn number 2, Jeff trying to get low. Hanley down to the inside, maybe throws it into the corner deep, and it spins the 9 out, up into the path of the 34 of Yepes. A hard hit for those two. Nathan Baird, 77 collected. Spurred to our points there, gets low misses. Shones had to slam on brakes along with DeLello. Shones still having to slow. Look at, as they're flying around now, those guys. That is oh so close. But there was some more contact made after that because we saw some more cars damage. Look at all these guys flying around the 9 and others. Luke Grant actually scrapes off Jeff Bright, but a hard hit for Jeff and Yepes here at the start of this accident. Look at Shones and DeLello, how much time and positions they lost because they got through without any damage, but I mean, Shones basically had to stop on the racetrack to make sure he didn't hit anyone. And Eli Bright actually hit someone in the 88. Who is it that he hits? So here he comes into it through turn 2. He hit Yepes. That will take the 88 out of this race. It's just been that type of season for Hendrick Motorsports. Jeff Bright's carrying the banner for that team so far this season. 11th in points, though. That's their highest, and now he's definitely not going to be 11th after this race, as 2 Hendrick cars will retire. Cody Anderson had damage in the 95. Very interested in that. Oh, there was a wreck behind the wreck, so the yellow's already out here, and Beal and Anderson get into it. Oh, boy. Well, that's something. Caden Lynn in the 37 leads the field back around to the first yellow flag. He's starting a pole in this race. He's led the most laps. He'll lead with under 20 to go when we get the restart here at the Aviva 500K at the Rockingham Motor Speedway. Green flag this time around, lap number 15 when we get the green. Caden Lynn currently out in front in the 37 from pole position. 4 cars are out from the crash: Eli Bright, Nathan Baird, Deglia Pez, and Jeff Bright. 38 cars running. Cars like the 62 of Beal and 95 of Cody Anderson have damage after being involved in their own separate incident at the time of the first one. So Caden Lynn has had the most laps so far today. Will lead us back to the green flag in this restart. The 41 Zidell in second, third place for Scott Gregory, Jay Jefferson in fourth, and Bippy Ruiz is now fifth. Evan Hunter in sixth, Max Anderson seventh, Jake Galloway, teammate Jonathan Buford, and TJ Hanley complete the top 10. We'll go green just before the midpoint in this Aviva 500K race. It's a very interesting one so far, as some of these drivers at the front know their only chance to get into the All-Star race will be to win or through the open. If they can win here today, they're in the All-Star race. Green flag back in the air at the Rockingham Motor Speedway. And a nice jump for the front two. Third place Scott Gregory maybe spun the tires just with Jay Jefferson on his bumper. And now Jefferson's going to take it low for third, but that's probably going to slow in turn two. Looks like he let the one clear him. Zidell trying to pressure Caden Lynn to make a pass. This lap, looking inside in turn 3, has a run, trying to get the side draft. And that brings Scott Gregory and Jay Jefferson. Look at Hunter getting low on Rosie, trying to block the 6 down low. Zidell moves out in front of the 41. He won here in the exhibition race in season 10. The first ever timer raced here. And now for the lead in turn 1, Scott Gregory. He might be able to clear the 41. Look at this 3 wide back here. Max Anderson 2 for 1 to 4th. Lynn checks up on the outside in the 37, a big checkup. It falls outside the top 10 for the first time today. Caden Lynn might be out of the running in the 37. As Scott Gregory gets away in the 1, the battle for second is on. Jefferson is beneath Zidell. Here comes Hunter. Jefferson to P2, one year in the Target Series a few seasons ago. Hunter moves to third in the 6. And Jonathan Buford, last season's winner here, 3 wide to the bottom. Going for third, trying to get with his teammate Jay Jefferson. Jokic Racing strong today. 3 of their cars inside the top 10. As Jefferson rides in second, Buford's in third, Galloway's in sixth. But now is an attack from Zidell in the 41, who is wasting no time trying to get back up to the front, but couldn't make it work on the bottom of turn 3. Got loose. Galloway's going for fifth now. That could be 3 JGR cars inside the top 5. We are more than halfway done with this race. Scott Gregory leads it. The battle for second. Teammates. Jefferson outside, Buford inside. 2 wily veterans of the Gatorade Cup Series going at it. That is great to see. These are big names, and even though Scott Gregory hasn't been around long, the Gregory name, Michael Gregory, a champion. Scott trying to carry on that legacy as Michael Gregory sitting out with injuries. Jonathan Buford moves by teammate Jay Jefferson. Jake Galloway moves by teammate Jay Jefferson. So now JGR second, third, and fourth with Buford leading that group. And now Zidell looking on Jefferson. And Buford running down Scott Gregory. Look at the run he has to turn 2. That 18 looks strong for the second race in a row. Obviously last race at Kansas, he felt that he got very lucky in that win. He knew he got lucky with that win. He expressed it post-race, saying how bad he felt for his teammate Riley Cresswell. It was going to be his first Gatorade Cup Series win until lap traffic and Code Luigi played a role in the outcome, giving it to Buford after the 20 got crashed. Buford looking to win one without any circumstances like that here today, but also looking to go back-to-back at this racetrack and back-to-back this season. He has to check up on the bottom. His teammate Galloway looks to the outside of him, and here comes Jefferson trying to get to third now as the 11 washes up. We got some names coming to the front that we haven't mentioned. Look at this, they might go 4 wide. Look who's coming. Luke Rainey and Brett Seaver trying to move up inside the top 10 for the first time today. You have the 14 of Burrow moving forward. 42 Code Luigi. They're up inside the top 15. Where have they come from? And they still have over 10 to go, so there's still time left. Buford washes up in turn 2. Loses the car. Jefferson checks up. Galloway checks up. Anderson doesn't check up to the bottom of the 43. And look how sideways they're getting off turn 3. Ciro's wheeling that car to the inside, not against Scott. Hunter, the big loser out of that big stack up. He'll lose even more. He's up top 3 wide. Scott's in the middle in the 66. Another Brit. The only Brit we really talked about here today is Jake Galloway. But Scott trying to get up inside the top 10. Beeford again with a peak. I think that 18 is faster than the 1. He just can't find a way to get around him. He's trying to show the strength, but just can't. There he goes off 3, but once again he gets loose. He keeps trying to pass there, but I think he's trying too hard. He might need to just take a breather. Yellow's out. Caution flag. And who was it? I mean, there's a yellow. I don't know, unless it was a small spin, so the yellow is out. That will save these drivers from catching lap traffic. They were going to catch Cody Anderson and Brandon Beal, and now the pack gets a reset. Yellow flag is out for the second time. We'll restart with under 10 to go here at Rockingham. A small accident brings out this yellow flag. Well, I thought the accident was small, but after review, it's not that small. They're 3 wide, coming off turn number 1 right here. Hamill on the outside of the 32, middle lane for Kukulon, down low for Samet Oskin. 54 trying to get by the 32, misjudges, and it's going to spin Kukulon right here hard into that inside wall with Samet Oskin. The 54 then coming back up the racetrack. The yellow flag is displayed, and he'll make more contact with another wall. Oskin also out of control, spinning around. So a violent crash for those two. Kukulon and Oskin going to definitely take them out of the running. That is just terrible. Kukulon definitely took the worst of that in the 54s. He got sandwiched into this wall. Oh my gosh. As if that wasn't bad enough, I mean, that one's obviously a small hit, but it's another hit. So big crash. Yellow flag is out. The leaders are about to catch 2 lap cars, but that is now out of the question in this race. Scott Gregory looking to do it for Michael Gregory here at the Rockingham Motor Speedway. Beeford Biden second, won this race last season. It's going to be an interesting fight to the checkered flag. Who wins the Aviva 500K at Rockingham? 6 laps to go when we restart here at the Rockingham Motor Speedway. This is very likely the final restart of the day. So right now, it is time to make those moves. 2 more retirees, Samet Oskin, Sebastian Kukulon. At the front, Scott Gregory, the 1, leads it. Jonathan Beeford in 2nd, Max Anderson 3rd, Jay Jefferson 4th, Jake Galloway 5th. We've mentioned those names all day long. How about some of these drivers? Sierra has a shot at 6th, Williams in 7th, Colin back up to 8th, Rose back up to 9th, and Luke Rainey right now 10th. How about Cole Luigi? Can Zidell get back up there? Scott, Point Series, Burlington, and Jay Rando. That's the top 15 for the final restart here at Rockingham. Nice jump for Buford. He's already inside of Scott Gregory in turn 1. Now, can he make it work on the bottom of turn 2, though? If he can't, it's going to check him up. He's going to get it. Buford out in front again. Scott Gregory, though, going to be clear in 2nd. Might have a shot for him. Galloway looking for 4th. Trying to win on his birthday at his home track. That didn't work for Jake, but he's still on the inside. Sears going to get shoved to the outside for 6th. Here comes Logan Williams as Jefferson tries to pressure Anderson for 3rd. Yellow flag would end this race. 5 laps to go at Rockingham. Can Scott Gregory get Jonathan Beeford back? Jefferson looking on Anderson, lets him have it. For 5th, Galloway on the outside clears Logan Williams. But for the lead, Scott Gregory's there again on the 18. He gets to the inside, does he? He's trying, he's looking. Trying to maybe get some side draft as they come off 4. Trying to get the quarter panel right there. 4 laps to go. Buford, Gregory, Anderson, Jefferson. Those are big last names in this series. Scott Gregory, Jonathan Buford, side by side in turn 2. Buford with the launch off the top. Might clear the 1. He doesn't. He slides up. Here comes Scott Gregory trying to get back to the inside and maybe put the 18 in the wall trying to side draft. But he's down there. That's the big thing. Scott Gregory is by. 3 to go this time by. Max Anderson, can he clear for a second? Have a shot. The 1 now. We got battle for 5th. Jake Galloway, Logan Williams. Cole Luigi inside the top 10, the 42. Anderson is low on Gregory again. Trying to make it work. Buford slides. Galloway's going around. That will be the race-ending yellow. A hard crash for the 11. Coming back around, it's Scott Gregory leading in the 1. This race team has not finished top 10 this season, but with the yellow flag to end it, he's going to win. Scott Gregory back around front, the 3rd yellow. Anderson 2nd, but some big names, some front runners involved in this one. Galloway one of them in the 11. Colin Teague another. both of which running inside the top 10 at the moment of contact. Heartbreak for those two and many others involved. Look it. This was a massive crash. This was nothing small. Points there, Superlative is involved. This was huge. Look how this shakes up the running order. Luigi gets a top 5. Luke Rainey a 6th. Cresswell up to 8th. Where did he come from? Jay Rano a top 10. Look at the damage to Caden Lynn. He gets away. Look at the damage to Marsha Burrow. That's 12th. There are not many clean race cars. A lot involved in this one. This was nothing small. This is like what we saw at the end of Kansas. It was big. It's going to end the race short again. That's 2 straight races where late race incidents are going to end the race early. And it was, if I remember this, Buford got wide in going into turn 2, had to lift. His teammate Galway tried to shoot to the middle of the 18, the 47, maybe misjudged where Williams was. And the 47, the 11 made some contact. The 11 was the one that spun around into the pack, and obviously a lot more cars were involved in it than was initially thought, as there were many torn up cars on pit road. And I mean, look at it. How many cars are left running? 23 it says, maybe, if that. Riley sprayed to last of them. Looks like we have a lap car somewhere back here. It was Ross McTrain. He's possibly a lap down, so a crazy ending to this race. It's going to be Scott Gregory in victory lane for the one team. How about that? Max Anderson ends up in 2nd. Jade Jefferson in 3rd. Logan Williams and Cole Luigi are the top 5. As they go through turn 4, Scott Gregory is going to win the Aviva 500K at the Rockingham Motor Speedway in what was a chaotic last green flag lap. Checkered flag is up. Scott Gregory wins at the Rockingham Motor Speedway over Max Anderson and Jade Jefferson. So the contact causes a late yellow to end it. Jake Galloway possibly took some hard hits in this one. Levi Shones as well. A lot of cars done. Let's go see what happened. This is under 3 laps to go in what might be the biggest race of the season for Jake Galloway. He wants to win at home on his birthday. And right here, as they enter turn number 2, Buford, the 18's teammate, is going to get wide and really slow. So Galloway's going to take the opportunity to shoot to the middle, try to get down in front of Logan Williams, but the 47 is there. They make contact. The 11 around right in front of teammate Buford, who misses him. Nowhere for Colin T to go. He clobbers the 11. And then it's on from there. Ruiz and Hunter get involved, and look at this. Sprotube, Zidell, oh, the 51 upside down after getting hit by the 3. Shones into it. Burl, look at them fly in. Thompson, Fenway, Rossi on his side and upside down, and it was on from there. Cars all over this racetrack in turns 2 and 3. A terrible crash. You can see Brett Sear up there. I don't think he ever got much damage. He just had to stop because he was with so many damaged race cars. Because Sear drove way around 20th. My word. Look at that 81. That is unbelievable. And Rossi never came back down to all 4s. And both of the front 2, I mean, everyone up top in points involved. Rossi was 3rd in points. Hernandez was 2nd. Sprotube was 1st. All of which involved in this crash, so that's going to open the points picture wide open again. We just keep seeing this week after week, that this points picture keeps changing. This is another one where it's going to change. So this was the final yellow flag here at the Rockingham Motor Speedway. A massive crash. Basically just trying to get whatever points you can going for, if not the win, a top 5, top 3, and calamity strikes. It was good for Scott Gregory. He's ahead of it all, leading the race. Yellow comes out. He wins here at Rockingham. Let's go see the finish results and the updated point standings. Here's how they finished in the Aviva 500K at the Rockingham Motor Speedway. 3 caution flags today for 10 laps and 6 lead changes, 5 different drivers. Leading here today at the Rock and reigning supreme, the one who led the most laps, Scott Gregory, started 2nd in this race. Led 16 of the 32 laps, half the race. He gets to victory lane in the 1 car. Max Anderson, 43, a close 2nd for him. Good news, he is now the points leader. Jay Jefferson in third, Logan Williams in fourth, and Code Luigi out of nowhere gets a top 5 in the 42. Same can be said for Luke Rainey out of nowhere, a 6th place for him. Buford start back in 35th, that car oh so fast today, and up in 7th, he's definitely one of the better cars there at the end. Riley Cresswell ends up in 8th, Jay Rando in 9th, and Justin Zidell rounds up the top 10 in the 41. Caden Lind from pole led 11 laps, finishes 11th in the 37, as he got some damage in that final yellow. In fact, I believe 9th on down, they finished with damaged race cars. As all these cars down here were near the crash, in the crash, and some had to stop and miss it, some were able to fly through and miss it, but not many finished this race. Hernandez Burley 2 down the front 2 in points, they get 21st and 22nd, then 23rd on down, 1 lap down or out. That's a lot of race cars. A lot of big hits in that one as well, so this is definitely going to shake up the points once again, but we're heading into the All-Star race. Next, let's go see the points heading into the All-Star race. Here are the points after Rockingham. Max Anderson now on top in the 43. He has a 42-point gap over rookie Riley Cresswell, who has had a great rookie season. He is now 2nd in the point standings. Riley Springfield falls to 3rd, actually tied with Anthony Hernandez. They're 3rd and 4th, and Anton and Charles Blanc right now in 5th in the 96. Jay Rando is now 6th, Max Rossi 7th, Nonigan Scott in 8th, Nathan Baird in 9th, and Diego Yepes, the 34, completes the top 10. Luke Rainey in 11th, Riley Sampson in 12th, Burrow 13th, Ruiz 14th, Buford is 15th. They have Caden Lynn, Sebastian Kukulan, Hunter, Jeff Bray, and Jefferson. That is the top 20 in points. The 2 wild cards at the moment are Burrow and Buford. They're the only 2 winners from 11th to 20th. In fact, only 5 of our winners are currently inside the top 20 in points. You look down, Cole Luigi 11 points up. Those 2 wins would get him a wild card spot if he was top 20 in points. TJ Hanley, Roman Fenway also just beneath the top 20 threshold. And then a little bit further down for Keegan Thompson, Cement Oskin, and Jake Galloway. We'll see what they can do. They're obviously in the All-Star race. So even if they don't think they can get their way up inside the top 20 points, if they win the All-Star race, they're automatically into the chase no matter where they are in full season points. And that is big to think for Scott Gregory, who wins here today. Scott Gregory is now in the All-Star race. Even though he missed the first 4 races because Michael Gregory was driving the car, if Scott Gregory wins the All-Star race, he is in the chase for season number 13. Just think about that. So Scott Gregory could make the chase. That win, he doesn't have to go through the Open now. So that's big for Scott Gregory right there. He's now in the All-Star race. He can try and race his way into the chase. That's his only way. Let's see if he can get it done. So the next race out, it's not a points race. We're going to Homestead for the All-Star Open and the All-Star race. I will see you guys then.